Welcome to Perficient's Zero to Cloud ERP Success in 8 Weeks or Less blog series. My name is Samantha German and I have been working with Oracle applications since 1997. I'm the Cloud ERP practice leader here at Perficient, and Cloud ERP has been my focus for the last 3 years. In our second series, we're going to talk about rapid implementation spreadsheets. We're going to see how you can add those to your project, go through if they're for initial setups only, and also just because they're there doesn't always mean they're the best things to use. So we'll talk about which ones we want to use for your project. From your home screen, you can go into Setup and Maintenance on the left-hand side, Manage Implementation Projects, and Create New. I recommend you creating an implementation project with Rapid Implementation as the title. And you'll go ahead and have to create the project, and you will notice on the right-hand side that in the task area, there's no tasks attached to the project. This is because Rapid Implementation Spreadsheets came out in Release 9, and you need to create a new project to add them. So you would click the Add button and query for anything that says Rapid. Notice you're going to see a large amount of opportunity here for rapid implementation spreadsheets. Choose which ones you best want to use for your project, or select them all to figure out which ones you want to use for your project. Notice in the folders that not everything is the same. So in the fixed asset configuration folder, we have create, update, and upload. We also have in define expenses, we have things like expense options, report templates, and approval rules. Not everything in the rapid implementation subject areas are spreadsheets. Only certain one of them are spreadsheets. So in the fixed asset, you see the word spreadsheet, but you see in expenses, we don't have spreadsheet. Those are just the quick and dirty ways to go in and get the required only setups in there for that particular application. If you open a in the spreadsheet, you might get an option to connect to the database that you're in the upper yes or no box you see in Connect. Once you do that, you very well will get an invoke action. And what that is doing is that spreadsheet then is connecting to the database to make sure which configurations are there or are not there yet. So you're not going to basically overwrite any steps that are already within your system. As you look at the rapid implementation spreadsheet, I know it's hard to do, but you want to make sure that you read those instructions that are on the first tab of every spreadsheet out there. It talks about what it's for. It tells you about how to prepare the data. There are also macro embedded functions within these spreadsheets. So for example, on the left-hand side, you see validate data. So after you populate your spreadsheet, you want to make sure that you followed all the instructions to a T. It talks to you about how you upload, where you go, what you need to do to go ahead and grab that from the uploaded files. So you want to make sure that's there and you're following these instructions. You'll also notice on the right-hand side, you're going to have several tabs. It isn't for initial steps only. So for example, in fixed assets, we have the ability to create our asset configuration, but then we also have the ability to update it. So for example, if you didn't create all of your books, you would go and you would do the update fixed asset configuration in a spreadsheet that then would create a spreadsheet with the configurations you already have. You add to it and then you upload that into the system. So not just for initial steps, but can be used for other options out there. And again, not everything in rapid implementation is spreadsheets, as you see in expenses below. You don't always have to use spreadsheets to upload data. Sometimes we use spreadsheets to get the conversation going. So for example, in our projects, we are going to go through the enterprise structure spreadsheet with the client. That's going to talk about all the key items we need in an organized fashion to set up the application. So in here, it talks about chart of accounts. We need to have a name for it. We need to have periods, adjusting periods. It's going to take all those key informations, and at the bottom you see we have business units, companies and legal entities, and natural accounts. Again, you don't have to use the spreadsheets for all of implementation tasks. They can drive a conversation, and they put that effort into making sure we're getting the correct data in both the client and the SI's hands. That's all for this blog series. Tune back next week for the third one that will be coming out. And follow us online at Twitter. We also have blogs, LinkedIn, and you can always reach out to me.